generation? Will we do what's recommended and exceed old expectations? Will we stop with these wars and make peace with other nations? Will we follow in old footsteps and just fall into temptation? You know, it's crazy how insanity has now become a norm. How what used to be a hurricane is now a little storm. How teens will chat with strangers who will fail to say they're 40. How murder or rape is now just another story. How people here and there can't even see their reflection without noticing a glimpse of their imperfections. How we worry for the things that can only be seen and fail to give importance to our actual being. How a person in distress will simply just stop eating. How their suicide and genocide accompanied by bleeding. How who may seem to be the innocent. How who may seem to be our friends will ask us to do drugs. How who used to be the innocent have now become the thugs. How there cannot be a day when there's no discrimination. How the better things in life aren't shown appreciation. How there are people in the streets with no family or house, and then there's those who have it all but abuse their kids and spouse. How there are artists overdosing and babies having babies. How no one recalls a party because the drinking made it hazy. How whom may think they're sober will just take the keys and drive. How one simple decision can kill so many lives. How it's thought that killing killers will stop all the killing. How we later call it justice and we feel that it's fulfilling. How a person who's in prison for a serious crime already knows that he'll have freedom in a short amount of time. I mean, what will be tomorrow if this is today? Are we really doing anything to cause all this to change? See, the truth is, things will just get worse as we come closer to that day when Jesus comes back for his church while all the others stay. So God has called us to be leaders and to tell others of his word, to tell them of the truth we know that many haven't heard. We have to tell the world how amazing is his love. How he sees us to be beautiful in spite of what we've done. How even when we mess up time and time again, he will give us love that we won't comprehend. We have to tell the world how he'll never reject us. How he remains so faithful while we continue to stay faithless. How he knew all things about us before our lives begun. How he so loves this world that he gave his only son. How he shows us his existence day after day. How we can't work for our salvation because we're saved by his grace. But why is it so hard to just go up to a stranger and tell them of the one who can save them from their danger? Why is it that in us we feel that greater struggle to tell them how he carries us through all of our own troubles? You see, the enemy has us thinking that we can't make that difference. He makes us fear what they might think, what they might say when we talk of God's existence. He makes us think that we're not good enough and fills our mind with doubt. He makes us afraid to speak up, to tell the world what God's about. And so we tend to look the other way and think God doesn't want to use us. We look at all our failures and we doubt that he would choose us. We think that someone else would find better words to preach it, but we don't realize that God's power is made perfect in our weakness. He wants to use him, her, you, and even me, each and every one of us individually. He already has our lives planned out and everything we'll do. But we have to be obedient and tell others of his truth. We have to tell the world, because if we don't, then who will? We have to know that he is God and that he says to just be still. Be still. Trust in me with all your hearts and know that I'll speak for you. We have to know that he'll speak for us. We have to keep on trying even when they ignore us. We have to keep on seeking him in everything we do. We have to keep on reading what we know to be his truth. We have to be the leaders to tell the world that this battle, this spiritual battle has been won by him, the King, who is, who was, and who is to come. Thank you.
Amen.